Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where we are going to talk about the new Nomad Cosmetics palette that they are releasing real soon. I don't know, I'm pre-filming it, but I don't know exactly when they're releasing this, but this is the holiday palette that they're releasing for this year. So cute little 9-pan palette based on the Santa's village in Finland. So we're going to do some swatches, I'm going to show you a look, and we're going to see if this is the normal good Nomad Cosmetics quality or not. And if you haven't been here before, please do consider subscribing. I do upload at least 5 videos a week. This won't be a bonus video, so if you want to see some more makeup and beauty content, this is the place to be. Last year they also had a holiday palette that was a 9-pan palette, and that one was an all shimmer palette. This one has 4 mattes and 5 shimmers, and I think all of these shimmers might be like duochromes or toppers. This one is the Nomad Cosmetics Santa's Village, and it is the Julep Ukin Kyle. Finnish is definitely not one of my languages, even though I am from Sweden, which is the neighboring country to Finland. I know nothing about Finnish. It is a very complicated language, and I've heard it's one of the hardest languages actually to learn. But Finland is beautiful. I've been there a couple of times. Unfortunately, they haven't been as north as Santa's Village. If you Google Finland Santa's Village, you'll find some really cute pictures. I 10 out of 10 recommend checking that out. One of the owners is actually from Finland, so it makes double sense with the theming. I really like the color story. It is like winter colors of Sweden, Finland, like the Scandinavians north. Definitely winter colors, especially this dark green called Fir Tree. I think that's really cute. And then also, of course, the pop of the Santa's costume. We do celebrate Christmas on the 24th in a lot of countries. I think all Scandinavian countries celebrate on the 24th, and of course our Santa comes bearing gifts on the 24th, and a lot of kids will meet Santa. So it's usually like a relative that will dress up in a red Santa suit and just with a big beard giving presents out from his big sack. So it's kind of a cute thing. I won't be celebrating Christmas like that this year. I don't know exactly the release date and the price of this one. They do have a 9-pan on their site right now that I think is $29. I'm guessing this will be around that, but I will put the info in the description box as soon as I have it, because I don't know exactly all of the details. Wait, they gave me some info. Is it on here maybe? No, I don't see any of that on here, but it says the cost. You are so proud to support the Finnish Association for Nature Conservation. I cannot speak. That works to protect the Finnish natural environment and promote natural conservation. So with every release that there is, like, this is a destination-based indie brand, they do donate to something, like to a cause that's connected with the destination, and with this one it is to conserve Finnish nature, which I think is just amazing. So let me actually show you some swatches of this one. I think it's really fun that there is like this almost a white matte that's called White Christmas, and the green and the red, I think that's really cute, and then just a bunch of really like sparkly, I'm guessing duochrome topper shades that look like that, at least here. I like the cute palette as well. Like the packaging is really, really beautiful. I'm just excited to dig into this. Oh, and if I forgot, I do have a code with Nomad Cosmetics. My code is Angelica, and we'll leave that down below. You get 10% off at Nomad Cosmetics for whatever you want to purchase at the site. So I will leave that as well down below in case you're interested. I'm gonna do one look with this palette. It is a 9-pan palette. I thought that maybe that would be okay. And also I do have my family here visiting from Sweden, and I want to spend as much time with them as possible. I know you understand. Let's zoom in and let's do a look. I think we're gonna start with the matte green. So we're doing the Fir Tree, and since I don't know if there's any of the mattes that will necessarily go really good together, I think that this will be one of those palettes where you put a matte in your crease and then pick a shimmer for your lid, which I think can be like really user-friendly palettes. But it also can mean that if you have a lighter skin tone like me, if you're like, you know, a fair light, light medium, or even maybe medium, you will have to blend the edges a little carefully, or use another palette to make sure that it's not too choppy. But I'm just gonna put a little bit of this one. That's a really, really beautiful dark green. I do like that. I'm gonna put that out here, and I'm gonna blend the edge. And we'll do some shimmers on top. Maybe I'll put this out here as well, on the outer half of the lower lash line. So I think I'm in a somewhat good position with this dark green, but of course it would have been a little bit easier if I had a lighter green as well, but it is what it is. I just wanted to show you how this palette on itself, like on its own, how it could be. So what kind of shades do we want to do? I kind of want to do this and that. So I kind of want to do this one and then this one in my inner corner and just a little bit under here as well. And maybe a little bit of this in my inner corner actually. Okay, let's start with the winter lights on my lid and this one under my eye, and we'll take it from there. Picked up pretty good on the brush, but I'm still gonna spray it just because I like spraying all of my shimmer shadows to make them as opaque as possible, but also to prevent a lot of fallout. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, that's cute. It's more of a topper shade, I would say, if you're the kind of person that hate when shimmers are not fully opaque, which I am not that person. I actually love when shimmers are not fully opaque. I think it's usually more flattering on an aging eyelid. I mean, I am 38. I don't want things to be super foiled or opaque. It usually looks a little crepey on me and I don't love that. So for me, I love these kind of formulas. Since I don't have any mattes here, I will just extend the shimmer a little bit up in the inner part of the crease. So it just extends a little bit. I think that looks really pretty. I will say it's maybe not my favorite shimmer formula. I might like the shimmer formula that they have normally over this one, because it looks a little bit like it's sitting in chunks. You can see it's not super like smooth. It's a little bit not perfect. And I will say that usually they have such a lovely shimmer formula, but maybe sometimes you have to make some tweaks to get certain shifts to happen, like this blue green. Not 100% sure. Let's do the light blue. This one was a little harder to pick up with the brush, and this is actually a natural bristle brush from Refer. Yeah, that is also a topper. I love blues that don't have any greens in them, like sky blues or like, you know, forget-me-nots, or just blues that are not leaning in any way turquoise or teal or something like that. I really like that. Again, it is a little flaky. That color though is so stunning. Definitely my favorite in this palette. That is so pretty. Oh, I got some fallout. Let me see if I can just do I have a brush that is not stained? Hold. Let's do the White Christmas, which is this almost white matte. And let's see how that is in pigmentation. That is really nice. I prefer when something is even lighter than this, but I think that that's just a personal thing. I think that this color is actually more wearable on more people. Yeah, that actually looks really good. I will say the matte, when I use this palette again, I will probably use it with some kind of a transition shade. But again, this could be more of a companion palette if you are of a lighter skin tone. I don't know if I love how the shimmers look on my eyes, but I love the colors of them, and I still got fallout. Be gone. But I'll finish this look up and we can have a final chat about the palette. Okay, I actually did something that I usually do not do when I film like my my first impressions like this, and that is that in between me finishing up this look and coming back and showing you the finished look right here, which I like this finished look. I think that the shimmers are a little bit flaky, and I would have loved to have a lighter matte as well, but that is easy for me to fix. But I actually went in and I did the swatches in between here, because I felt like some of these were, the way I picked them up with the brush made me go like, what kind of a formula really is this? And especially since I love a topper shade, something that's not fully opaque, because I feel like those very oily, fully opaque metallics can make my eyelids look like 200-year-old turtle, which is not the look I'm going for when I'm wearing makeup. And I will say these shimmers are not my favorite Nomad shimmers, and it makes me sad because I think Nomad Cosmetics has amazing shimmers, but these are a little hard pressed, a little almost thick and a little flaky, and I don't love that. Once I have it on the eyes, I mean, this looks really nice, it really does, but I think if you like this color story, get this one instead. This is also from Nomad Cosmetics, and this is the Whistler's Snow Lodge, and it is a very similar color scheme. Like I'm failing, I'm struggling. You can see it's a similar color scheme. Of course, this one is bigger and it's a little bit more expensive. I'm sure this is going to be on a Black Friday sale though, and you can still use a code and get 10% off. This one has similar mattes, and both of these mattes are great, like a great formula. This one has, I think, 2 duochromes. There is that one that looks like a white. It is a white pink duochrome, and then there is one here that's a light blue to a purple duochrome. So of course it's not the same shimmers, but the difference is that this is the good shimmer formula from Nomad. So I would actually recommend that one over this one. I don't hate this palette, but I'm only sounding a little bit harsh when I'm talking about this because I have tried so many things from Nomad and I know how good they can be, and I'm not sure that I love this new formula that I'm trying here. I much prefer the other formulas that I had from before. They have a couple of different ones. They had one of those duochromes in the Provence palette that was like a lime green to a yellow. That was stunning. Such a good duochrome. So I'm not 100% convinced with this one. I'm gonna give it like a B- if you love this color story. If you're from Finland and you want a palette from Finland, it's not a bust, but it's definitely not my favorite. So yeah, if you like this color story and you want something that's still winter themed, maybe look at this one instead. I do have a video on this one. I will actually leave that down below. That was one of the first videos that I filmed when I moved here to Texas. So the technical part, like the how the filming setup was back then, wasn't ideal, but still you'll be able to get a little bit of a glimpse on how that palette is. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. This was a little bit of a bonus video. I hope your Saturday is going amazing. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you again, well, probably on Monday for a new video. Bye!